Hello, Madaki AP. Welcome to Ho-Choka here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus. I'm your host, Scott Wooster, and I have a great privilege today of having one of my longtime coworkers on the show. With me today is Amanda Hermeling. And Amanda, welcome to you. And why don't you just tell us, or tell me and our audience, what it is that you do here at the school?
I am a family service counselor, and I work primarily with 7th through 12th grade girls.
Yep.
And Sunday will be my 16th year anniversary.
Okay,
here.
and that was
So,
my question was
Yep.
going to be, how long have you been here? We've been working together 16 years,
Yes.
and you've always worked with that population.
Yes.
So we have that in common. I work with 7th through 12th grade boys. You work with 7th through 12th grade girls. That's all I worked with 5th and 6th for a bit, but that's pretty much what we've done.
Yes, here.
And so, yeah, here, right? You've got some experience. In fact, you tipped that off. What was your experience before coming?
Previously to St. Joe's, I worked for the state of Idaho
Yep.
as a vocational rehabilitation counselor for about 2 years, and then found my place here at St. Joe's.
Yep. And your degree, where did you go to school? All that good stuff.
I went to South Dakota State University in Brookings,
Yep.
SDSU, go Jacks.
Go Jacks.
When I have my master's in school counseling / vocational rehabilitation and community mental health counseling.
Yeah. And so, where did you get that? At State
yeah.
too?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you went to Boise, Idaho, that
Yes.
was vocational, was
Yes.
a lot of what you did. And that probably serves you fairly well here with some of the stuff you do. But alas, we're not here to talk necessarily about what we do for our jobs. We're here to focus on something very specific. And would you just tell what it is, what you're here for today?
I was invited to talk about our MMIR event here on campus. So Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives. Some people may know it as MMIW, Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women. However, do you want me to give you the origin story of how
Let's do
start
that.
it?
Yep.
So how it started out at St. Joe's is a lot of our students and families are impacted by people that are missing or murdered. And our high school girls, my previous coworker before she retired, her and I had a group for high schoolers. And during that time, they asked if we could do something to honor the missing and murdered. We did collaborate with another organization at first, Native Hope.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Downtown. Yeah.
And so we did something called the Red Sand Project. When we first started, it was just 9th through 12th grade girls. It was a very small, intimate little ceremony we had. We did the Red Sand Project, and
Here on campus.
actually in front of the chapel.
Yep.
The Red Sand Project is anybody can order off the redsandproject.org. You just
Okay.
have to pay the shipping.
Yep.
That is such a neat initiative throughout the U.S. Its purpose is to highlight how missing and murdered Indigenous people tend to fall through the cracks. So do you take your red sand and you put it in the cracks in sidewalks, in cracks of bricks, just to show and highlight that crack that
The
we
nature of it.
we don't see it. So
Yep.
it's very powerful.
Yeah.
So the first time we did it was really small. We did the Red Sand Project. Native Hope had a movie they did that they screened us,
yeah.
and we watched it. And then that kind of expanded a little bit more. So then the next year, the girls said, we want to do this again. I believe we invited the boys. And Native Hope at that time did help us get medicine wheel skirts, ribbon skirts
Yeah.
from the Red Skirt Society. They
yeah.
made them for our high school students.
Yeah.
So all the high school students, we all gathered together outside of Wisdom Circle. I think we had the drum group, or we had a recording, I think, that
Yeah.
year. And we did, we just prayed together. And it was pretty small, but we keep pretty low key.
Yeah.
After that, after we did some finagling, the next year we invited 7th through 12th grade. So each year we try to make it a little bit bigger just to see the perception and reception of our students. So that year we had, it was in Wisdom Circle again.
Yep.
And we did the drum group, and we did
Intertribal.
tribals
Yep.
together. We did
Little
prayers.
dance. Yep.
So it was about 30 minutes that year. Now, in 2024 is when we just started our big MMIR event.
Yep.
Ceremony, we call it. As you can see, I have this beautiful t-shirt on. We did a contest with our students.
Yeah.
And students submitted designs for t-shirts and posters. This was the winner in 2024. So every student on campus was provided this t-shirt. When we gathered, we had a speaker. She is the MMIP advocate for the state's attorney office.
Yep.
And she came and she talked to our group. We did hand paint station. We did prayer ties. We did a walk where we all walked together because we wanted the community to see it. We wanted them to start talking about it.
Yep.
And when we got back to campus, part of the committee, because we do have a committee now. First it was 2. Now we have a committee about 10 people. So that's pretty neat. That year we did fry bread. So we made fry bread. Yeah. And then we also had buffalo stew.
Yeah.
So we all got together and had fellowship. Last year was a little bit different. We actually had a student that was going to Germany that put a presentation together for MMIR. And we did her presentation during the event. And then we did prayer ties. And instead of red handprints, because it does get a little bit messy with teenagers,
right.
we got temporary tattoos that were red handprint that said MMIR. So again, last year we did a t-shirt contest, and I can show you last year's t-shirt.
Yeah.
Last year's t-shirt was this beautiful t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, every student got to wear them. Staff can purchase them if they want. And then last year was the second year we did for posters too.
So I love the fact this went really, really grassroots from just a thing that you and I'll just
Darcy.
Yeah, Darcy Bellitz, she deserves a shout out on the show, and hopefully she'll watch it too, because she was a part of this from the inception, and the two of you were just doing something small with your Daughters of Tradition group that you run every other Wednesday night, and I run with another counselor, the Sons of Tradition.
Yes.
We gathered that, and now it's kind of grown its into what it is now, which is pretty cool. I want to go back, if you can, with the second shirt on the ground. I think that's a good one. Yeah. I want to hold that up again. And the handprint that you're talking about, I know a lot of people see this around now in different places, on T-shirts you can buy, on car stickers on car windows, that kind of thing. It's become kind of the symbol for the movement, right? And it's on this one too. Don't want to take away from that, but you'll see it on the face. Why? Can you just tell us what the?
From what I understand, it's on people's faces because it is an unheard population. So they might be reported, but they might not be heard from the local community, the local government. So it's, again, kind of like being silenced and maybe not believed. Another falling through the crack kind of thing. They just want to be more visible.
And forgotten maybe a little bit too. Mm-hmm. So I've had, this has gained traction over the period that you're talking about, not just with us, but statewide and maybe nationwide. And I've had some folks on the program before. I believe it's Holsworth, the gal that does the work with the state here. And they gave statistics, and they talked about just how forgotten a lot of these relatives are, and how there needs to be more awareness of the problem. There needs to be more teaching of to young girls and boys to help prevent this from happening anymore. You have to have situational awareness and those kinds of things. Joseph Marshall came on the show, and he had written Sing for the Red Dress, I believe it was, which was a book about that, and he talked very eloquently about it. What we haven't had yet is somebody who's doing it here on campus, and you can really see what we're trying to do here with a population that is at is at risk,
Very much.
and an age group that's at risk with the age group that you work with. And so if you look at those 7th through 12th grade girls, what has been the impact on those students that you've seen over the years, or through what what we do?
So I feel like with this MMIR ceremony and event, I think it's just really special because, like I said before, we do have some kids and family members that have had relatives that have been a statistic, unfortunately, as part of directly impacted. And it's a way to honor them. And you can see that in our ceremony because there will be kids that get emotional because we are honoring them. And we don't want to forget them.
Yes.
And that's really important to the girls. I can tell you the high school girls would love it if we could make it even bigger.
Yeah.
They want to make it so big that it's undeniable in the community.
Yeah.
Because they want community awareness, not just at St. Joe's, but in Chamberlain, they want to bring it to their communities too, so everybody can be aware.
Absolutely. And I just think it's great. You had mentioned to me earlier in the office today that the girls are just fired up about it, and they want to next year. How do we make this bigger? How do we bring awareness? The ceremony of it honors and respects those who are gone, the families of those who are missing, and the ceremony it deserves that sacredness of a ceremony.
It does.
And it is. It's the least we can do, and I know it's close to your heart. And so what can we expect this year? It's coming up
May 5th,
okay.
And May 5th is actually MMIR Day in the United States.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nationally, it's Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives Day.
Pretty cool to be able to put it on the exact day, yeah.
And that's our hope for the future.
Yeah.
This year is going to look a little bit different. Instead of doing the T-shirts, we did just the posters.
Yep.
And we do have a speaker coming from South Dakota Department of Homeland Security to talk about internet safety.
Yeah.
That's a great prevention tool for MMIR. There's been numerous reports in Nebraska and around the state where kids are getting lured off Roblox and other internet stuff. So we want to bring that awareness for kids to be safe.
Right.
And so we don't see more statistics of kids being lured off the internet.
Yep. And another important part of this, too, is educating us as adults, too, because we don't know a lot of those things either. I've learned so much in just sitting in this studio talking to people who knew their stuff. You mentioned Roblox, and I, my eyes glaze over because I hardly know what that is, and I work with teenage boys.
Right.
But we have to be aware of these things in order to...
We do.
Yeah.
And it's even like simple things of educating high school girls about turning off their location on Snapchat.
Okay.
Yep. Just some really good educational opportunities. Because if you meet a cute boy in the mall, he might not be interested in you. He might be trying to get your information for somebody. And we've had that happen.
Yeah.
And a student didn't realize that until we went over it, and she realized, oh, this isn't the person that I gave my information to.
Right.
So it is scary.
Yeah.
South Dakota has interstate.
Yeah.
Which is a hub.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, and Chamberlain's smack dab in the middle
It
of that. This and the reservations. What makes reservations so susceptible, do you think?
Well, if people are going to be trafficked, they will provide things that might be tempting, like money or a new car, new phone, new clothes to get them lured. And then there's the temptation of drug and alcohol to get somebody under the influence so their mind is fuzzy so they don't realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
So just an at-risk population.
Yeah,
just
for
in
sure.
general. So
for sure. Anything else you want to add that would be, we're almost at the end of time, but is there anything that you would say is extremely important, or one story that you might want to tell about the history of this, or about a student without mentioning names, what somebody that was struck by how big an issue this is?
Well, I'm not going to share any names, but I did have a young lady that went to the mall in Sioux Falls with some friends, and she was so excited when she saw me because this cute boy was following her around the mall, and she was so excited. And this boy asked for her Snapchat information, And so when we were meeting, she said, it's just really weird because when he sends me Snapchats, it's never his face, it's the windshield of a semi.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a good educational opportunity because sometimes traffickers will recruit good-looking boys and girls to find their next victim.
To do the work for 'em,
yes. So it was the cute boy, but he was employed by the trafficker.
Right.
So that was a little eye-opening because it was, how can I trust anybody? And it's like very important not to keep your location on.
Yeah.
So.
And that makes me think, I mean, as human beings, we're all susceptible to flattery for sure.
Absolutely.
But at that tender sort of age where you're learning and growing and your relationships are building at that age, you're very susceptible to it. So,
Yes.
Yeah, there's so much that these kids need to know. Go ahead.
And I was telling you before I came over here, I hadn't Googled statistics in a while.
Yes.
And so 60% of missing reported cases in this state are Indigenous people.
Yeah.
Indigenous people only comprise 9% of the population of the state. As of April of this year, just from January to April, there are 73 reported MMIR individuals in the state of just South Dakota alone.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable.
Absolutely unacceptable.
It is. And those statistics are staggering, and the population we work with is well overrepresented in those statistics, and something needs to be done. And the only way that we can do this is by spreading the word and making sure that kids are aware and that we all are aware. And so, and I had a girl tell me recently, so I'm really careful about this. She said I was glazing her because I told her what a good job she was
Right.
doing. You probably know who the kid was. But so at the risk of glazing you thank you so much for this program. I mean, you were there at the beginning of it. You've carried it through to this point. I know it takes a lot of coordination, a lot of work, but you've done a great job with it, and we hope you can continue to, with the help of a committee and the help of people as it continues to grow. You're going to need help, but thank you so much for what you do for these girls and for this program, and thank you for joining me here.
Thank you for having me. And
Absolutely.
honestly, it's a blessing just to be at St. Joe's and working with the students we work with.
It absolutely is. So thank you. And thank you to our audience for joining us here at Ho-Chokeh at the center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus. You can pick up Ho-Chokeh wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you might find them, wherever you usually go look for them. Come see us on Ho-Chokeh. I guarantee you'll learn something, and you might even be entertained. So until next time, Amanda, you're doing it with me. We're staying centered. Look at your camera. Yeah. Staying centered. Right on. Good job. Thank you.